Hi, everyone. Welcome back. We have been talking about some of the vices that we don't want to have in our lives. If you remember, we talked a lot about the fruits of the Spirit, those things we wanted to add to our lives. Well, these are the things we don't want to add to our lives. We've talked about anger, we've talked about rage. This week, we're talking about malice, that true intent that something bad happens to somebody. I wish this on somebody, I want them to have bad things. That's pretty strong when you think about it. And I want to be able to say, you know what, in my life, I've never have felt malice against somebody, but I know that that would be wrong. And I know that that would be untruthful. And as hard as it is for me to admit that I have felt malice in my life, I have. As a Christian, I'm thinking, who in the world would want to say those words that I have had malice? But I have. And it has saddened me when I look back and reflect upon that time in my life when I did want bad things to happen to somebody. It came from a place of hurt. I was so deeply hurt that I just couldn't think of anything else except I want that same hurt to that person, like they hurt me. Well, my friends, that certainly is not what Jesus wants for us. He does not want us to feel that way, nor does he want us to act that way. That means we have to look at things differently. And there's nobody who exampled that better for us than Jesus. Think about Holy Week, the Last Supper, Good Friday, Easter Sunday, right? When we look at that entire week, but especially I want to focus on the Last Supper, there is nobody that showed more love and more humility than Jesus when it came to the washing of the feet of the disciples. He knew Judas was the one who was going to give him up. He knew that Judas was going to be there to lead the soldiers to him in the Garden of Gethsemane. Yet, with that said, Jesus showed Judas humility and love by including him with all the other disciples in the washing of their feet. I don't know about you, but certainly, if somebody like Jesus can forgive and not show malice, knowing what was happening to him, I certainly have a great example in that to not show malice towards others and not feel malice towards others. So, my friends, it is time. It is time for us to reflect, to see, did we have that in our hearts? Has there been a time, or maybe you're in a time now, where you just wish that that person would get what they deserve? Well, you know what? They actually deserve our love and our humility. So think about that the next time you might have an interaction with that person. What are you going to show that person? That level of true despisedness that you might have against them? Or this opportunity to show love and humility? I challenge you. I'm challenging myself. I certainly don't want to feel that feeling again, but if it should arise, I'm hoping that I will react differently and not with a sense of malice. Good luck. It's not easy. Never said that it was going to be easy, but it certainly is something for us to reflect on and hopefully remove from our lives. Good luck to you this week. We will continue next week with slander, but let's focus on malice this week. Good luck, everyone. Blessings to all.